good evening, how you doing? My name is Stephanie Robles. Thank you for tuning in to Stephanie 380. And on this episode of My Mad Scientist, I call it when I am trying out something new. My husband usually seasons the steaks, and sometimes he has CQ or something else, and so I have to kind of figure my way out and fumble through it. So let's see. New York strip steaks. Kids love it. I'm using sherry wine. I have Applewood Rub Grill Mates. I think I'm going to put a little oregano in this. Some garlic. And pink Himalayan sea salt. We'll see how that comes out. Now, I do not put too much of this seasoning because when you put the sherry wine, I think it kind of washes off the seasonings. So I definitely want to keep that flavor. I love the way it tastes though on the meat when I'm seasoning it. It tastes really good. And these are the ginormous ones. I usually get the thin ones for the kids because hello, they're kids. They're not going to eat that much. And I usually save the fat ones for me because I can always just cook them up and then store them and save them for lunch. Throw them in toss them in a salad, cut them up, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. And I like to season them individually. Sorry, that's my son. Give me a minute. Excuse me, just washing my hands. And as you can see, it's always busy in my household with 4 kids. And I'm just going to use one of their little spoons, their little teaspoons. So I'm going to use a little bit of McCormick Grill seasoning and sprinkle it on there. I don't know how powerful it is. Or go. Sorry, internet issues as there's a storm coming. Yes, I know. Thank goodness I have a garage that I could just throw the grill under. Yes, my father taught me that trick. Rain doesn't stop us from grilling. And so it's basically, I have about 3, 4, 5 steaks in here. So I'm using about a teaspoon, maybe 2, of the Applewood seasoning. And probably a half a cup of the sherry wine vinegar, or sherry wine, excuse me. All right. The garlic powder. Here we go. McCormick, I love this stuff. It tastes so amazing. And I just kind of sprinkle it on here. A lot of times cooking and making up your own recipe and having fun is just throwing things together, no measurements. Of course, it can be a little overwhelming to someone who is not really cooks too much. So it definitely can be a little difficult when you're first learning and getting in the kitchen. And I always tell people, you have to just go by feel, kind of let your instinct take over a little bit. And if it bombs, you know not to do that anymore, right? Pink Himalayan sea salt. To salt it, I just use, let me just pour some out in my hand, because I will tell you that I like this kind of salt because you can actually taste it versus the sea salt. I don't know why that is, but I feel like it kind of just is extremely subtle. So I'm just using a pinch of it. There we go. Sorry it flipped over. I just use a pinch of it. And the McCormick already has salt in it a little bit, but I like to make sure that my steak is extremely flavorful. That's why I like to marinate it. And there we go. Next up, oregano. I love oregano, the smell of it, the taste of it. It always reminds me of my grandmother's cooking, and I just sprinkle a little bit on it. And we'll see how it comes out. If you guys could only smell how good it smells, it is amazing. And I just sprinkle a little bit on the steaks. This is a mad scientist at work. You're just throwing ingredients together. Cooking can be fun. It doesn't have to be difficult. I like experimenting and doing things like that because that's the only way you're going to really develop the food you want to season or the way you want to do it. Boom. There we go. And I'm gonna leave it there marinating until I get ready to cook for the kids. When my kids don't like to eat, or they're kind of going through that phase where kids really don't like to eat, I'll make some cornbread. I'll make some cornbread, homemade cornbread with maybe some mac and cheese. Of course, one of my kids, actually two of them, do not like mac and cheese, which is weird. And so I will make him a Caesar salad with his steak, and he eats it up. I know, weird. He takes after his dad. He likes vegetables. I'm a carnivore. I like it. I like my meat in my salad. So I hope you guys enjoy this video recipe of my mad scientist ways. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Stephanie 380. Thank you for liking, support. I appreciate it. You have no idea how much I appreciate your support. Thank you, and have a great rest of the day. Look at this. Oh, they're looking pretty good. I wonder how they're gonna taste. My kids are happy. They got cornbread. They got mac and cheese that they like.